Hello, everybody. This is El St. John coming to you one more time from sunny Southern California, along with me, my son Ben.
Hello.
And today we want to talk to you of a method on how we can manifest a person back into our lives. Okay, I've been getting a lot of these questions online, on the comments, and in fact, a lot of people emailing me. Thank you very much for your wonderful emails. And if you want to email me, you can do so at roseforasoul@gmail.com or lupitastjohn@gmail.com. Okay, and your any comments, any emails are more than welcome. We want to talk to you about writing yourself a letter as if that loved person who you haven't heard about, it could be your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, or the loved person, the love of your life, that loved person you so much want to hear about. Okay, I personally did this a few years back, and it worked within 2-3 days after I did it. This is what I did, and I also heard the story of a great law of attraction teacher in the 40s or 50s that put this to practice, Neville Goddard. In one of his conferences here in Southern California, he mentioned that there was a lady. I'll give his example first, and then I'll give you my example as well. He mentioned during a conference that there was a lady who had been kicked out of her son's house. Her son was married, and they had a little boy. So, this little boy was her grandson. Got into bad terms with the daughter-in-law, wife to her husband, to her son's. She was living with them, and she just got kicked out of there. She left in bad terms. They didn't want to know anything about her, and of course that was hurting her, not knowing about her son, her grandson, and of course her daughter-in-law. So she would send presents, she would put in phone calls, and these people were not even contacting her at all. They wanted nothing to do with her. So she quit the crying, and she decided to let the universe, the vibration, the vortex, that vortex that Abraham Hicks and Esther Hicks talk so much about, which is the bliss, the vibration, the happiness that we can all feel. Okay? That's the manifestation. That's what creates manifestation, the bliss, the happiness, the power.
Right. Exactly.
So this lady decided to let the vibration fix everything for her. Okay, she stopped complaining about what had gone on. Okay, she forgot in her heart and in her mind whatever words had been said that hurt her, whatever action had been done to hurt her feelings. In other words, the fact that she got kicked out of the house. Okay, she forgot that because she really wanted to be close to her son, her grandson, and of course her daughter-in-law. Okay, so she decided to write a letter to herself, believing or as if the daughter-in-law and the grandson had written those letters to her. She wrote 2 letters, okay? And in that letter, she wrote all the words she wanted to hear from them. All is forgotten. We love you. We miss you. Come back. I want to talk to you. You're great, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So she did this for 7 days consecutively. She read this letter over and over. Nighttime, if she had the time during the day, she would read it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And she would wake up in the morning the next day feeling happy, feeling vibrational about these words that she had written to herself, believing that these people she was so much missing were the ones writing it to her.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the 8th day, she receives a letter. Back in those days, in the 1940s, 50s, which is around the time that Neville Goddard, talked about this experience, all we had was letters. We didn't have texts. We didn't have emails.
Mm-mm.
But if you wish to practice this, put this to practice, you can write yourself an email. You can write yourself a text and send it to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
as if that person you haven't heard about in months and years
Mm-hmm.
is doing that,
Right.
is writing those
Mm-hmm.
letters, those words to you. And anyways, this lady did that for 7 days, and on the 8th day, she received a letter from her grandson thanking her for the presents that she had been sending him,
Mm-hmm.
and a letter from her daughter-in-law, and exactly the words that she wanted to hear from these people.
Right.
Okay, my experience, this happened, I would say, about 5-6 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
wanted to hear from this person, and I was doing certain little things, leaving him messages, and he wouldn't just wouldn't return my calls. So I wrote a letter as if he was writing me that letter. I was at a restaurant. I remember I got a piece of napkin.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even a complete napkin. It was a piece of a napkin, and I started writing myself, as if this person was writing this to me. Okay, Lupita, I want to go ahead and talk to you about, the issues that we had. And I would say about 2-3 days later, I got a phone call from this person. So that does work. Personal experience, okay? And I wanted to share it with you, especially for all those people that are watching us, all those questions that I've been receiving through emails,
Mm-hmm.
comments as well, where that loved person is ignoring you. Let the vibration bring you news from this person, or bring
Exactly.
this person back into your life.
Right.
Okay, forget the negative part, which is the hurtful moment that you guys split apart.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the loneliness, the anxiety, as we've said before in other videos. That is only pushing your manifestation away from you.
Mm-hmm.
So, meditate, take a strong breath in, okay? And from there, continue.
Mm-hmm.
Continue your path. Continue in a new road. Very important, to forget all those grudges, because those really don't take you anywhere. Do you have anything to add, Ben?
Yes. Writing is very important. It can expand your imagination on what you want, and you feel those hunches as you write. In my experience, that's how I feel when I write about whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. Or a letter in this case, that's going to help you manifest
Exactly.
the person back into your life, your loved one back into your life. Like I said, it could be your boyfriend, your loved person,
Right.
a girl, a guy that you want to hear about and you haven't heard about in a long, long time.
Right.
What you're doing is you're living, okay? You're living that moment, and you're happy about it.
Right.
That moment when you hear about this person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's what you're doing. That's what you. So when that phone call comes in, or that email comes in, or that text comes in, or that letter, comes in from that person, news from this person that you so much want to hear about, you've already experienced it.
Right.
Okay? And you already know that vibration. That in all honesty, that's the vibration that's bringing that person back into your life.
Exactly.
As I said, it worked for me a few years ago, and this is also something that Neville Goddard, the great law of attraction, one of the great law of attraction teachers, shared in a conference here in Los Angeles. So we wish you the best. Happy manifesting. And let me know how it's coming along. Leave me a comment. Send me an email to lupitastjohn@gmail.com or roseforasoul@gmail.com, or leave me your comments under this video. I love to read them. I love to answer whatever it is that we can help you with.
Right,
Okay?
right.
Happy manifesting. And let me know if your loved one is standing or is back into your life right next to you. Enjoy the journey, because he is as close as you want him or her to be. Blessings and namaste.
Namaste.